Hello and welcome everybody to some Nexgens. These are Nexgen Remix. They used to be Nexgen Classics, now they're Nexgen Remix, but I think they're the same idea, okay? So these are available on the Poker Store, and we need to talk about what these are. They're sold under different clay names as True Clay and various other things. Let's talk about what makes a clay chip real quick for those of you not familiar. Okay, many of you are familiar, I understand that. So this is a classic poker chip, okay, formerly known as ASM. They make casino chips. This is a compression molded clay chip. This has been broken in half, okay? This is part of their Atlantic Club hot stamp set. So you can see when you look at this up close, it looks like it has a high concentration of some sort of clay parent material, okay? There's obviously some glue, some polymer that holds it together, so it is as much plastic potentially as it is clay. Okay, I don't know the secret formula for this or a Paulson, but that's what it is. Okay, now you compare that to like an ABS chip. Not saying there's not clay in this ABS chip. I know clay is a very common additive in plastics. Okay, but you can see when this is a Monte Carlo. Okay, when you accidentally hit it with a 45 ACP, just bump into it accidentally, it shows you kind of the plastic nature of it, right? So you get this elastic nature. With lots of clay, they're not quite as elastic and they'll break, right? Or they'll flake off, whereas plastic, has this higher coefficient of elasticity, okay? So it feels, not saying there isn't clay in it, but it feels more plastic. Okay, then the Nexgen Classics, these are Nexgen Remix. The Nexgen Classics also feel very plasticky, but there's no metal slug ABS in here. So it feels like a heavier polymer. And again, I'm not sure if there's any clay content in here, but they're sold often as true clay. I don't know if that's true or not, okay? I don't know how much clay is in there. But out of all three of these, the one that looks like it has the highest inorganic material in it, meaning like clay, looks like the former ASM classic poker chip, all right? This looks like a true compression molded clay is the predominant parent material, whereas these others seem like they're more polymer than clay. In my opinion, that's what I'm observing, okay? So when we get to these, the Nexgen Remix, we're in the heavier polymer, no metal slug. We are going to weigh this here in a second to show you. Now, real quick, before we do that, I just want to say that these I really like because they have these really nice square edges. That's one of the reasons why I like them in the first place, is they actually stand on end because they're square. When you get to some ABS chips, again, Monte Carlo here, it's harder. Some of them you can more easily than others, but it's much harder to stand this on end because the edges aren't very refined. Let's say it that way. Okay, so they're a heavier polymer, but how much do they weigh? Let's sort that right now. I have a full review on these on the Nexgen Classics. Let's see if we can sort this out here. Grams. Okay, so we're looking at casino chips weigh around 10 grams, 9.5 to 10.5 grams for modern Paulson style Las Vegas strip. So these are right there knocking at the door, almost 9 grams on that one. 9 grams on that one. So you can see it's right there very close. So they have a pretty reasonable weight to them. And they shuffle well because they have those nice sharp corners. I don't know how they wear. I have quite a few of them, but I don't exactly put lots of wear and tear on my sample sets here. So they have been always one of my favorite, like, more discount options because of those square edges and because there's not any metal, like a metal slug chip. And some of the problems that they have historically, let's see if they still have them, is sometimes there can be some flatness issues. So you can see how these rock a little bit, which means they're not perfectly flat, which, you know, isn't the end of the world. Considering the price point, you're not expecting that. You know, so they feel and sound of, you know, a pretty good plastic chip. So the material, real quick, when we're talking about the material, it's very similar to that of the Unicorn Casino available on Amazon. Okay, and again, these also have those nice square corners or nice squarish edges where it's easier, as I say that I can't, you know, stand on end. This one has a little, that one had a little ding on it. Anyway, pretty interesting chips. Yeah, Unicorn, and it's kind of the same material. For a while in Europe, they had these Fuego chips. Hope that's showing up. Which is also, seems like the same material. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to interesting chips, I think this gives a unique feel that I personally really like. And when they discontinued these a long time ago, not these exact ones, these are the Nexgen Remix, but the Nexgen Classics, when they discontinued that, I was kind of sad because I really liked those. So they are, the other interesting thing about these is they can be kind of slick feeling. They have a texture to them. So once they kind of grab and interlock, they're not too slippery, but they do feel awfully slick compared to some other chips I've handled, particularly the Las Vegas Casino Strip chips. So yeah, you can do tricks with them, you can shuffle them. They feel like an heavy polymer plastic chip. How do they get the heavy polymer? Maybe they mix in some clay. Like I said, clay is a very common additive in plastics. So there you have it. Now I'm gonna do a couple of things. Number one, I'm gonna see if these break. Same force that I, break China clays with. Yeah, I cannot get that to break. Just holding it in my hands. I know if I put it in a vise and hit it with a hammer, they will break. So let's play a hand. We're gonna bust out the Chem playing cards. US playing card company purchased Chem. So we're going to, oh no, slightly bent. All right, we're not gonna use the gold deck. We'll use the black deck. I'm gonna have to order some new cards. It's been a hot minute since I pulled these out. We're not going to go through a full audit. We're just going to start shuffling. So you can weave shuffle like this. People tell me it's called different things. I call it the weave shuffle. So there. But yeah, gosh, I love plastic playing cards. Chem are still by far my favorite brand. My grandfather, that's the problem with doing the weave shuffle, is sometimes it pops up like that. Oh, I love it. Life is great. The excitement. My grandfather was in the Navy, and he was the one who turned me on to Chem cards. He's like, in the Navy, we had plastic cards. This is during World War II. My grandfather's a World War II vet. He was in the US Navy. He was a radar technician, which at the time was top secret. He had like some level. He said it was like the lowest level of clearance you could get, but he doesn't give himself enough credit, I think, sometimes. Radar technician. And I'm not even sure if he said it was top secret clearance, but he said he had some sort of clearance being a radar tech. Anyway, we're going to put the cut card down here. Oh, the cut card doesn't fit. This is a bridge size cut card, and I have poker size cards here. Hang on a second. I have a poker size cut card in here, I think. Yeah. Bridge size, poker size. All right, we'll use the poker size. Poker Chip Forum, by the way, was kind enough to donate this. I paid for these chips with my own money. All the chips you saw, I paid for with my own money. This mat, it's just a mat on a table, was sent to me by Poker Chip Forum. So were these cut cards. So full disclosure, FCC, if you're watching, I just disclosed what I purchased, the chips I purchased, which I'm reviewing. The mat has been donated. Okay. So we're gonna play Jane Doe in a hand, and we're gonna see how the chips do, okay? Do you see them right here? I don't have a dealer puck right here, but whatever. Okay, so am I the dealer here? Anyway, I'm starting with Jane Doe here. I'm gonna have a look at my cards. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And we're gonna see how the hand looks. So first we're gonna flop. I have lots of commentary. I'll keep it to myself. There are no betting cycles here. This is for pretend. We're on YouTube. Come on. All right, well, I can tell you right now, my hand is not looking good. But I'm sure Jane Doe doesn't have anything. She's not like super lucky or anything. She has a 2. I mean, how hard could it be to beat a 2? I mean, it's not like I have the Jack and the 5 and not enough diamonds to be meaningful. Thanks a lot, Jane Doe. She's embarrassing me again. Why on earth do I ever even play this game? You know, guys, now why I'm a YouTuber and not a professional poker player. I think that sums it up, Jane Doe. Thanks a lot for reminding me. So, how did the chips do? After all, that's what we were here, right? We're not trying to beat Jane. We were here to look at the chips. For me personally, I've, always wanted a set. Maybe now is the time I'll actually get one, but I always wanted a set of these because they seemed like they would be a great, like, micro stakes. Like if I were going to do the 25 cent, 50 cent denominations, I would totally get some Nexgens right here. You know, if you wanted to go super micro, like 1 cent, 2 cent, there are dollar signs here. There are denominations. So maybe not the best for that. But yeah, 25 cent, $50, a few fives, whatever however you build your set, it's up to you for your breakdown. Poker Chip Forum is a great place to talk about breakdowns and what you'd get. But these chips, I mean, for what you're paying for them, I'm pretty impressed with them. I really like the square edges. I like them. I do. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Nexgen Remix, they're back. Do you like these? Do you like the Juego? Do you like the Unicorn? Do you like any of the other chips? Or do you prefer Metal Slug? Or do you like, are you a high roller and do you like the expensive compression molded clay chips like classic poker chips, which is the last place you can buy stock or even custom real compression molded casino quality clay chips? Anyway, excited to read your comments. Thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe and you can visit my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I have a few poker related items on that shop and I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. That's how it helps this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I am John Hobby.